Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Prapti and today we'll make this cute crochet balaclava. Check out my Etsy store Soft Stitches Studios. So let's get started. For this project you will need yarn. I have personally used 3 different colors of yarn as shown. I've used dark blue, light blue, and white, but you can totally use 2 colors or a single color, or you can use more than I did. For the hook size, I use a 4.5mm hook. You will need a darning needle to weave in your ends, and a pair of scissors. Okay, so to start the granny square, you will need to make a slip knot. So you can do this any method you like. And now you will chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then make a slip stitch in the first chain you made. So you should have 2 loops and then pull through the last loop. And now you have a circle. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a little hole right there, and that's where your stitches will go. So now to start the first round, you will need to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then make 2 double crochets. So 1, yarn over, pull through 3 loops, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then that is our first pack of 3 double crochets. The first chains act as your first double crochet. Now we will make the corner piece. So for each corner you have to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we make 3 double crochets in the hole right here. So 1, 2, 3. We have 2 pockets, and now for the second corner, chain 3 and then make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now make another corner. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. And now chain 3 for the last corner. 1, 2, 3. And now do a slip stitch in the 3 chains you made in the beginning. So the first one, make a slip stitch, pull up a loop, pull through, and then chain 1. That is your first row. So now just weave a yarn tail if you are using multiple colors, and then you have your first row. Okay, now we will do the second row, and for the second row you can get your second color and we will add this to our granny square. So make a slip knot, grab your hook, and I'm doing this where I did the slip stitch. So in this corner, put your hook into the corner piece, the hole, and place the slip knot on your hook and pull through. Now grab the slip knot and chain 3. 1. That's your first chain. Now chain 2 more. So in total we have 3 chains. That is our first double crochet. Just do that here. Now chain double crochet 2 more. So, 2, 3. That is your third double crochet. And now we're gonna do a double crochet, a pack of 3 double crochets in these corners, and now we'll chain 1. So for the sides you want to chain 1, and for the corners you want to chain 3. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, so 3 double crochets, and make 3 chains for the corner, and do 3 double crochets. Now we have to do chain 1 since this is a side, and then do a corner, so 3 double crochets, three double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. Chain 1 since this is a side, and then we're going to do a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets at the same corner. There we go. Chain 1 since this is a side, and now we'll finish this corner. So 3 double crochets, and since this is a corner, we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, and do a slip stitch into the chains you made. Whoops. You go, pull up a loop, pull through, and then chain 1 to end your row. Okay, now we're gonna start the third row with our third color. So I'm using a dark blue, and now we're just gonna attach the yarn as we did previously. So make a slip knot, and then remove from your hook, put the hook through the corner, and then pull the slip knot, and then chain. It's our first chain. Do 2 more, so we have our first double crochet or our chain 3, and now do 2 more double crochets, so I'm including the tail, and then 3 loops, 2, pull through 2, 3 loops, and 2 loops, and then that's our first pack of 3 double crochets. Now since this is a side, we're going to chain 1, and then do 3 double crochets in these chain 1 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and now we're going to do a corner, so 3 double crochet, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 double crochet. That is our corner. Now the pattern gets pretty repetitive. Sorry, and now the pattern gets pretty repetitive, and it will just be blocks of 3 double crochets, and then the corners. So now it'll just be chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And I'll just show you till we reach the corner. So chain 1 and then do 3 double crochet, chain 1, Then do 3 double crochet, chain 3 since this is a corner, then do 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet, and now I will do the rest of the row off camera and I'll show you row 4. Okay, so now we're gonna start the 4th row, and for the 3rd row I have completed it, and the 4th row we will just repeat the color scheme. So I have done light blue, white, and dark blue. Now I'll do a light blue. But if you're using one color, this is totally not applicable to you. And if you're using 2 colors, well, you don't need to repeat what I'm repeating. But since I'm using 3, if you're following along, you will need to use the first color you used for your first row. So make a slip knot, then decide where you want to put it. I'll just put it in this corner, then put the slip knot on your hook, and then chain 1, chain 1, there we go, and then chain 2 more. That's your first double crochet. Now do 2 more, and then that's your block of 3. Now chain 1 for the sides, and make sure the ends aren't getting stuck. Then do 3 double crochet, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now do 3 double crochet, 2, 3. Now do chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet, and since this is a corner, you're gonna chain 3, 2, 3, and then do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and since this is a corner, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in the same spot, 2, 3, chain 1, then do 3 double crochets, and now the pattern gets pretty repetitive. You're just gonna do a chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 3, slip stitch. Okay, now I'll meet you at row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row 5. Okay, so for row 5, we're gonna be using the same color we used in row 2. But if you're not doing a 3-colored granny square, you can just skip the step. So I'm getting my white color that I used and making a slip knot, and then grab any place on the granny square, pull up a loop, then chain 1, chain 2 more for your first double crochet, and now do 2 more double crochets. Chain 1 and do 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space. And then do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, do a chain 1, then 3 double crochet, and now the next stitch is a corner, so we're going to do chain 1, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 double crochet, and then chain 1, and then 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then do a corner, so 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, and that is your corner. Now the rest of the row gets really repetitive, so we're just going to be doing the chain 1, 3 double crochet, 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 then a corner, and then finish this corner. So I will see you when we reach the final row. Okay, for the last row, we're going to be using the color we used in the third row. So that was, for me, it was a dark blue. And if you're not following with the 3 color method, this is completely optional. So we're gonna make a slip knot, and then grab where you want to put it, then pull up, chain 1, chain 2 more, that's your first double crochet, and now we're gonna do 3 double crochets, so 3 in total, sorry, whoops, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then we're gonna do, since it's a corner, we're gonna do 3 double crochet, and then do 3 chains, and then do 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet. And now the pattern gets really repetitive. So now we're just gonna do a chain 1, 3 double crochet, 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 chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then it'll just repeat for the whole square. And if you need more help, you can just rewatch the previous rows, and I'll meet you at when I finish this row. Okay, so now we have completed all of the rows. In total, I have done 6 rows, but if you want a bigger size, you can do as many rows as you would like, but I just did 6. And now we're just having to weave in the ends. And I recommend doing this after you've completed each granny square, because this takes like a long time to do, and this will just make everything faster. So there's no right way to weave in any ends, but you know, you can just try anything you want. So I kind of weaved in this one, so I'm just gonna cut the end. You don't need to weave in the whole tail, just the major parts, like the beginning. So I'm just gonna go through my stitches and just go along the back side. And then just pull through. It's kind of snug, so use a lot of force. Whoops. And then that is your weaved in end. And let's do the other side. And now just cut the end off and just stretch it out a little, and then the tail will be completely invisible. So that is our first section. This part's kind of time consuming, but you have to do it or your stitches could unravel, and that's not good. So it's better to take up more time than having to have your work be unraveled. There we go. I get kind of lazy doing this, so it's okay if you don't do it perfectly. There's no right way to do this. Just make sure that they are secured. No, it's not good. Okay. Just pull through. I usually put it in the corners, that makes it easier. Just pull this out, and now cut the end part. And there we go. This is kind of scrunching, so let me just pull the stitches a little bit. And now pull the corner. Oops. Okay, so I did a few ends. I'll do the rest of them off camera because this will take too long. But now, after you finish that, you can do your other granny square. So in total, I have done 7. I'm pretty sure. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And if you're doing 3 colors, I recommend doing them alternately so they look, better. So I have done 2 with white centers and 2 with dark blue centers and 3 with light blue centers. So you should have 2, 2, and 3 of the same color scheme. And now for the next step, we can get to sewing them all together. Okay, so now we're gonna sew all of the squares together. And how we're gonna do this is you grab 2 of the same colored schemed squares and put them backside facing backside, and do that again. And this will be the sides that cover our ears, and this will be the sides below the ears that cover our neck, and then this square will be the top, the part that's on top of our head, and this will be behind, and this will also be behind. So it will be like this. And so make sure you're putting colors that are opposites next to each other. So make sure you don't put 2 whites together, and make sure they're, light blue or dark blue or white or light blue. And now we're gonna start sewing. So I'm just gonna grab 2 squares. So just grab any 2 squares that connect. I'm connecting these 2. These 2 squares, and grab your yarn. I'm using a thinner yarn for sewing, and since we're gonna be using a invisible seam, this won't be shown. Okay, so now we're going to put the yarn and thread it in our needle, just like so, and then make sure you have a long enough tail. So I think this is long enough. I'm just gonna do an approximate. There is no precise measurement. And we're just going to place it in the stitch in the chain 3, but we're going to go into the middle of the V. So there's a V, and we're going into the middle, like so. And then we'll pull out of the middle. So there should be like an X or a Y shape. Not too sure how to describe it, but you should have this bar on your needle. And then you pull into the bar. Now you do the same thing on your next square. So go in between the chains, and there should be a bar. Then pull into the bar, like so. So we have like an zigzag looking pattern. And let me just show you again. Now just make sure you have the squares together. Put the end, the side connecting to the ball, away from you. And now we're going to go in the next square. So we went into this one, we're going into this one. Then pull, and there should be a bar. And pull through the bar. And then go into the chains, pull up a bar, and then go through the bar. And you should be going in between the stitches. So when the stitches meet, that's where you should be going. There should be a bar, and you pull up the bar. Then go in between the stitches. And then pull up a bar between the stitches, pull up a bar. And now you can see the squares are connecting together, and you cannot see the yarn color we have used. So this is called the mattress stitch, and it is completely invisible, and you won't see any lines or stitch marks in your granny squares when you join them. So they'll have a seamless look. And I will show you the end of what your balaclava should be looking like, and I'll show you the border we will put around the squares. Okay, so now after you join all of your granny squares, your balaclava should look like this. There should be a total of 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 squares. And now this step is optional, but I would recommend to do it because it just connects everything together, and that is to make a border around the edges. So I have made one already, and it's just single crocheting along the sides. It just makes everything look more cohesive, and it weaves in all your ends so you don't have to weave any of them in, and it just makes the stitches and seams stronger. So let's start by doing this side, and I will show you how to do that. So grab a complementary color, so the ones you've already used, and I'm using one that is not the outer color of the granny squares. So like these are dark blue and white, and I'm using a light blue so it contrasts. And just make a slip knot, and I'll just do this on the sides. Pull your hook through, put your slip knot, and then make a chain. So pull through, there you go, and make a single crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through both loops, and that is a single crochet. So in the gaps of the corners, make 2 single crochets. So that was our first, then second single crochet, like this. And now for the edges, you go into the vertical seams. So just this seam right here, this seam, the edge seam, go in that loop, and then go on the edge seam of this loop. So this chain, go into the first loop of the chain. So you should have 2 different color stitches on your hooks. Then pull up a loop, pull through both of those, and then single crochet. And that is how you join your squares. And now make sure when you are making your border that your yarn ends are also being crocheted. So don't toss them, just crochet along them. So 1 and then 2. And now we have reached the stitches, so just go into the V's, stitches, and then do a single crochet. And there. And for the chain 1 spaces, just do 1 single crochet. And then just continue along. And you will notice how it is weaving in the ends as well, so you don't have to go in again and weave those. This just makes it, less time consuming, and it just secures everything better. There we go. And that, now just stretch it out and you can even see the yarn tail. that you have used. And it looks pretty cool. It just makes it look more neater as well. And this step is totally optional, but I just recommend that you do it. Okay, so now I'll tell you how to weave in your ends at the intersections of 4 granny squares. And it will be kind of hard to do it since we cannot make a border, but we just need to weave it into the seams. So I'll just show you how to do that. First, make 2 double knots. I've already made them, and as you can see, it just strengthens your thread that you use to sew everything, and this will just make sure that it doesn't go undone. But now we'll just have to weave it in the thread in the 4 end stitches of the granny squares. So as you can see, this one's kind of poking out, so I'll go in here, I'll go in here like this, I'll go in this stitch and in this one. There's no right stitch to go into, just go into any stitch in the 4 squares. It should be 1 from 4, so you should have 4 stitches. And now just put in your tail and go through. It will be kind of tight, but once you get in, it'll be easy. There we go. And now it's in the 4, and we just have to put in the thread into this. So I'll just do this for the white because both of them, the threads are white, so they won't show as much. So just go in, just go in the stitches along the white granny square. And pull your thread and just go through. Stretch it out so everything becomes secure. I'll do that for a few more stitches. There we go. And just cut off the excess. Just stretch everything out, and that is your hidden seam, and everything is secure and stretched, and you can barely see where the squares lined up. And now you are pretty much done. I just have to finish my border and I'm all done, and I'll show you what it looks like. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Prapti, and today we'll make this cute crochet balaclava. Check out my Etsy store Soft Stitches Studios. So let's get started.